Hello everyone, Miss Carrie here from Miss Carrie's Creations with another design team project for Bramble Fox. Today I'm going to be creating an adorable Christmas page using the Deck the Halls perspective title and these festive wooden labels, along with a few other holiday items from the Bramble Fox shop. These are some fun photos of our pup hiding under the tree, and I couldn't resist creating a page with them. I'm going to be using some papers and die cuts from the Hearth and Holiday collection to create this page, and I'm pairing it with these holiday perspectives. I will be using the Deck the Halls title in this lovely green color. It comes with some sweet little gifts and a tree in the pack. I'll also be adding some of the festive wooden labels. The one that says no peeking caught my eye, but I might end up using a few others because I love the natural element of wood. This is going to be a really simple layout with two 3x4 photos. I have already printed these out and I've backed them in some white cardstock. I'm going to add some pattern paper behind these in red and green, and then I'll be placing them on the left side of the page. The background paper is a ledger paper with some green and red stripes around it. I like the simplicity of this pattern, and I'm hoping that those horizontal lines are going to help balance out the vertical floral pieces I'm going to add to the page. Before I place my photos down, I want to add a little bit of texture behind those photos. I'm going to use this new Kisses stencil from Bramble Fox with some glitter texture paste. I want to add a tiny bit of color to the paste, and I'm going to do this with some ink. I've just smushed the ink pad there onto my glass board, mixed up the glitter paste with the ink, and then I'll be able to use this on the stencil. I'm going to add some of the X's above and below the photos just so they peek out a tiny little bit. Now I did make quite a bit of paste here, so I'm going to store it in a container just in case I need to use some of it later. Off camera, I let the paste set, and then I added some stitching around the sides of the paper to give it a little bit more texture. I'm going to start laying out my florals here on the right. And I'm going to be using that line on the background paper to help me keep them all straight. I have a package of florals here in reds and greens and white that I want to mix along the side of the page with some pine boughs that I cut out with a metal die. I cut the pine boughs from a softer sage color cardstock so that I could create a little bit of contrast in the mix of the florals. The pine boughs also match the color of that glitter texture paste that I added, which helps me create a nice balance of color here. Now it always takes me a bit to determine where I want all of my florals to go. I like to create a balance of the colors and the sizes and the shapes. I know that I'll be layering some of these with bits of foam tape to create dimension, so I always try to visualize what that's going to look like with other florals peeking out underneath. I also like to add twigs and berries kind of tucked in underneath and throughout the different images, and I sometimes cut down my pine boughs just so I can create some nice layers. Alright, now that ended up taking me a little bit longer than I planned, so I did a lot of it off camera, but I did get all of those florals in place. Now I'm going to add the title and a few other perspectives. I'm going to place that Deck the Halls title at the base of the page where there's a little bit more weight on this design. And I'm going to place the tree over here on the left to bring some of that green from the title up here near the photo. Now these two little gifts I want to tuck somewhere on the page. I really want to hide that orange slice that's on the die cut because it's the only orange color that I have on the page. For a few minutes I did fuss with those gifts and I tried to figure out where I wanted them to go. I decided that one was going to go near the title and the other one goes near the wooden circle. I wanted to cover up those words Santa Express there at the top of the page with a little phrase that says, "Do not open till Christmas," which kind of goes along with that little no peeking Woody that I have there. I'm also going to add a little date die cut under the title and a little heart with the words "Love This" near the tree. Now I'm kind of looking around because I feel like I need some more dark green items on here to match that tree perspective and the title. I've placed a little card here at the top that's going to go underneath that phrase. And then I'm going to put 2 little tabs over the photo, which bring in some more of that dark green. Now, while I place all of these down on the page, I want to share a little story of our curious pup. This was her second Christmas with us, and she was in awe of the Christmas lights and ornaments hanging on the tree. She would often just stare at the lights with her head turned, and then she would bop the ornaments with her nose. I was always telling her to leave the presents under the tree alone. Now, she never tried to destroy them, but she would paw at them or sniff them. And when I would tell her to come out from underneath the tree, she would just peek at me through the branches. And that's when I happened to snag one of these photos. At this point, you're going to see me make a change to my original plan. I was trying really hard to hide that orange slice with the tab and the gift and the wooden circle, but everything just felt off balance. I decided to take a little die cut with a berry branch and a bird on top, and I cut it apart to fit underneath the wooden circle, and then I had some of the branch flowing over the top of the photo. Now, this is the only bird on the page, but the red does match all of the other elements, and it also creates a little bit of flow that goes along with the circle. The second gift was placed near the title, and I felt like this made that title feel complete. Now I just need to finish up the top of that page. Again, I wanted to hide that phrase Santa Claus Express, so I cut apart a little journaling card and added the phrase that says "Do not open until Christmas." Now that all of the items are attached to the page, I'm going to go ahead and clear off my desk, and then I'll show you the finished layout. Off camera, I ended up adding a little bit more of the glitter paste with the stencils around the title, and I scattered a few dots throughout the page. I love how this layout turned out with the layered florals and acrylic shapes, and how it tells the story of our cute little pup hiding under the Christmas tree. I'm going to share a few close-up photos with you so that you can see this in a little bit more detail. Now, this page came together really quickly because it didn't require very many elements. I stuck with one paper pack kit and the matching ephemera. I chose my perspectives and my title and went to work. It took a little time for the glitter paste to dry, but I'm glad that I added it because those little X's bring some great color and texture to the page. I want to thank you for joining me as I created another scrapbook layout and shared this memory with you. If you would like to see more of my projects, you can visit my channel or follow Miss Carrie's Creations online. I hope that you have a wonderful week, and I can't wait to see what you create.